Hello, welcome. My name is Evelyn Olivares and welcome to your update of the new real estate industry reforms. Great to see you here doing some research on the industry reforms because they are coming out, supposedly, according to Fair Trading, in 2018. I've got a question for you. How will your future look once you've mastered what matters most? The New South Wales Fair Trading released an update yesterday, 29th of January 2018. And you can follow it on the Real Focus legislation update page if you'd like to do that. I prepared a few short slides so you can review here and to help make it easier for you to follow, because it isn't always that easy to follow. Just give me a moment now and I will share the screen with you so that you can see the slides. Okay, share screen. Cool. All right, so now what we have here is, as I said, it was an update from yesterday of the legislation that Fair Trading was an email that Fair Trading put out yesterday in regard to the industry reforms. So these few slides are going to take you through what the Fair Trading have updated. There's also on my industry my legislation update page, you will find a link there directly to this Fair Trading link where you can see the reforms there as of the latest hearing in November 2017. If you've attended CPD with me in the past, you can recall now that these changes have been looming since 2016. The latest updates, again, from Fair Trading in regard to the release of the reforms is it's going to be 2018. They did say that 2017, but here we are, 2018. Feedback from the agents I've been speaking to over the last 2 years in regard to the changes is that most of them are not really happy with what's coming. But can I say, I feel confident that it's not all doom and gloom. Those who ride the wave and stay ahead of the game will be rewarded, I believe that, truly, for their resilience when embracing the change. I predict that the tide will turn with a mass exit from those agents who are not committed, who just don't want to comply and continue their studies in the industry. And the size of the pizza slice, I believe, will grow, and as will your profit if you decide to stay and are committed to your craft. Fast forward now to the industry reforms. So you can see that there are a lot of changes coming. Soon we all need to be qualified and certified at a higher level and play according to the rules, whether we like it or not. Let's take a quick look at this in brief of what's coming. So in green, the green headings are what's currently going on, and the blue heading is what's proposed. You can see that now the entry level, so certificate of registration, there are currently 4 units of competency that you have had to do in order to become a certified real estate agent. Not a fully licensed agent, just a certified agent. Those units will increase to 7 units, all right? At the moment, we have 12 CPD points per annum. That will increase. The 12 points will disappear. That's 4 hours. 12 points will disappear, and you will have a minimum of 6 hours CPD, which means 3 hours are compulsory or mandatory, and 3 hours what they call elective. And I'll discuss that as we go through. If you're a certificate holder and you want to upgrade to your license, that will be your CPD. Your upgrade will be your CPD. At the moment, if you hold a certificate of registration, might have held it for many, decades even, not just years, but decades. And it's just been ongoing. That will change. The certificate of registration will expire after 4 years. You have 4 years to decide whether you want to continue to work as a real estate agent. And if not, your certificate will be revoked by Fair Trading. And you can't get back into the industry for 12 months. That's how it's standing. That's how it's looking right now. Right now, as a certificate holder, you can sign an agency agreement and it's valid, and a lease, and it's valid. The change is you will need that countersigned by the licensee in charge. You no longer have, you will no longer have that that ability to sign as a you can sign it, but your licensee in charge must countersign it before it's valid. Right now, you're able to complete and register as a licensed agent with no experience. In future, you must have a minimum of 12 months experience in the industry as a certificate holder before you'll be permitted to apply for a full license. For the full real estate agent license, so this is a Cert 4, a full real estate agent license. Right now, you have a Cert 4, which gives you your full license. What's proposed is the Cert 4 is a full license still, but you're unable to be a licensee in charge. There is a new category, licensee in charge, and we're coming to that next. So you still have a full license. That's okay. You can work in the industry, and you can sign your own agency agreement. That's fine. But you cannot be a licensee in charge. You need some extra time in the industry before you can do that. At the moment, you have 12 CPD points. That's going to change to 6 hours, 3 hours mandatory, and 3 hours elective. Currently, if you don't need any experience before you upgrade to a full license. No longer. You need a minimum of 12-month experience with a certificate, and then you must provide another 12 months, so 2 years, as working as a license, as a certified agent before you can upgrade to a license. So 12 months before you can upgrade to a full license. If you're a licensee, if you're a licensed agent and want to become a licensee in charge, you've got to have 2 years experience, and you must have evidence of working in the industry. So the licensee in charge, here it is. If you want to update to a licensee in charge, currently a Cert 4 gives you your full license, not a problem. If you, what's proposed for once someone enters the industry, so that newcomers to the industry, the diploma of property services gives you the full license, but you also require to have a diploma level qualification. So, you might have a Cert 4 in property, and you might upgrade to a diploma in property, or you can stay with your Cert 4 and you can upgrade to an equivalent, which is a diploma in some kind of business management, leadership and management, that kind of thing, is what you're going to be required to do, plus have 2 years industry experience. You need evidence of that industry experience. You need evidence of both sales and property management and trust accounting. Evidence of that before you'll be able to become a licensee in charge. At the moment, you have 12 CPD points per year. That will increase to 9 points per year. So CPD compulsory or mandatory is delivered by Fair Trading or maybe REI or EAC, some industry body. That's mandatory. Then you're going to have 3 years of your elective, and a licensee in charge needs to have an extra 3, so it's 6 hours elective, and it must be related to managing business. You will be expected to earn CPD at a level of what you are acting in your role, which is a leadership role. So that will be expected of you. So it'll be 9 hours CPD per year. And by the way, right now there's no real policing of that by Fair Trading. That will change too. When you go to a CPD training session in the future, whether it's with the 3 hours with Fair Trading, or 3 hours with REI, or 3 hours with the EAC, for example, the EAC and REI must register you've attended training, the compulsory training. Let's say you come to me for your elective CPD, which you can do for your Cert 4 or your diploma. Then the RTO, which I work under, they have to inform Fair Trading and register that you have attended your 3, 6, or 9 hours of CPD each year. So it will be policed. You have no choice. The good news is that whenever you attend a CPD training in the future, once the legislation has been implemented, you will actually get a credit. you will get a recognition. You have to complete an assessment, of course. But once you have successfully completed your assessment, you will get recognition for that unit. And that unit will be working towards a pathway to a diploma level. I hope that makes sense for you. Give me a call or send me an email if you want some more clarification on that. So that's how it is right now. Right now, you don't need any experience to work as a licensee in charge. In the future, again, you need 2 years experience as a license holder, and you must have proof, evidence that you have experience in both sales and property management. So you'll see that as you dig deeper, you'll soon see that included in the industry reforms is a greater acceptance of agency technology, in particular the trust accounts. So in brief, before we go to the next slide, the certificate holder entry level will increase from 4 units to 7 units before they were able to work in the industry. It will cost a little bit more, and that pricing will be in accordance with the RTO that's delivering the training, and it will be more challenging. The certificate holder will need to upgrade to a full license within 4 years if they want to continue to work in the industry. A certificate holder will no longer be able to legally bind sales or property management agreements or undertake trust transactions that must be done by a fully licensed agent. To obtain a full license, a certificate holder must have at least 12 months practical experience working in the industry with proof of evidence that you actually have done that. And the role of the licensee in charge will be more defined. You will have more responsibility if you're a licensee in charge. So you have more responsibility in regard to your staff. So again, licensee in charge is a brand new category. You must have either your Cert 4, which is your full license, and a diploma level qualification. So again, that can be leadership and management or some kind of business. That will be determined with the release of these new industry reforms. And again, you must have a 2-year practical experience working as a licensed agent. The full license. The good news with the full license is they're refining the number of licenses that we have right now. And in your real estate license will be incorporated buyer's agent license, on-site residential property manager's license, and a business agent license. They will all come under the one license, which is residential real estate. Your renewal period each year will be from 1 to 5 years. It's your choice. Currently, it's only 1 year. It'll be your choice to go up to 5 years. The overall aim, of course, is to increase the professionalism in the industry and lift the image of the industry, address any issues in relation to the consumer protection, which has always been a focus of fair trading. So recognition, a real estate full license to a licensee in charge, there is a 12-month transition period that we will, so when the legislation is implemented, there will be a 12-month transition period and what we call a grandfather clause. So if you are a fully licensed agent, you'll be recognised as a fully licensed agent. If you're a licensee in charge, you'll be recognised as a licensee in charge. If you're a certificate holder, you'll be recognised as of that, and you will need to start your pathway of upskilling yourself and gaining new higher education in industry and have at least a Cert 4, which is a full license. And of course, again, that is within a 3 to 4 year period. People who hold a full license at the time of the reform is implemented, you could apply to fair trading and you'll be automatically granted, likely, the new licensee in charge license category at that time. Or any time, they're saying, or any time in the future when you make applications. So maybe you're working for someone right now as a licensed agent, and you're not ready to start your own business, or you're not ready to become a licensee in charge, depending on how many years experience you have and what experience you do have in the industry. If in 1, 2, 3 years time you want to upgrade and become a licensee in charge, you just need to make application. They will assess what experience you do have, and they will then issue you or not your licensee in charge. They may require you to do some legislation or assessments in regard to education, but that will be determined at that time. So again, this is what's coming. This is the latest update that I have for you as of yesterday, the 29th of January. With CPD, guys, what you need to consider with CPD is there are, again, I've already mentioned to you, at the moment we have 12 CPD points, which is 4 hours training. That will change to either 6 hours or 9 hours CPD. So 3 hours mandatory, delivered by the industry groups, EAC, REI, or the government like Fair Trading. The Fair Trading say that they will continue to deliver that compulsory portion of CPD free of charge. I'm not sure what the other the industry groups will charge, if anything at all. We'll need to wait and see what happens there. Your elective training will be charged for, of course, and the price will increase because you are gaining a credit towards you're on a pathway to a higher education. All right, so, and it will depend on which RTO you go with as to what charges that will incur. The 3 hours additional licensing charge, you must work toward a higher education in some kind of business, leadership and management. You must increase your management skills, professionalism of the industry and industry leadership as a whole. That is what your role is, and you are expected to be training at that level and not below that level. It's just not acceptable. Conduct and accountability. Look, license holders must provide an annual update to their clients in regard to fees, charges and commissions. This will be designed as it is designed as a consumer protection by Fair Trading, and it allows the consumer to opt out of an agreement if they believe that they're being overcharged for the service that they are receiving. Agents are not permitted to receive gifts or benefits. There will be a prescribed amount. The strata legislation has changed, and their amount it can't exceed $60. So it's likely going to be around that price, I imagine. We don't know yet until the Fair Trading release the actual legislation. This does not include a gift received in gratitude for the services you provided under the agency agreement. So if you've sold their property and they're very happy with you, they want to give you a gift of some category as gratitude for that service, then that's okay. The license holders must obtain 3 quotes for services when the cost of the service is more than $2,000. So it reinforces best practices. A license holder must clearly define material fact. We need to explain in detail, what does that mean? We know what that means, but our clients don't always know what that means. So we need to be very sure they truly understand what it means, okay? What it means, material fact. Explain that in detail, and you would have received that information, I'm sure, over the last number of years in your CPD training in the past. Audit processes. An agent must transfer the rental income at the end of each month, specifically as instructed by their clients if they don't want to. And by the way, what I didn't mention here, and I will mention it now because we're talking about trust accounts. If you're not doing so already, you will need 2 trust accounts, separate trust accounts, one for sales and one for property management. A lot of agents have only one trust account and put all the money into one trust account. That's fine right now, but that will change. You will be required to have 2 trust accounts, one for your property managements and one for your sales. So all your audits of trust accounts, whether they're qualified or not, must be lodged with Fair Trading. Back to where it was a few years ago, we need to lodge an official claim and audit if you hold trust money. Fair Trading will develop an online portal for this to make it easier for your lodgements of the audits. So discipline, Fair Trading will have more power in how they discipline agents. So right now, if an agent is seen to have breached, particularly trust accounting, as it stands now, the agent can continue to practice until the hearing or that they face court. Fair Trading now have the power to decide they will stop you from practicing until such a time as you're proven innocent. So there's a change. So Fair Trading have more power. Okay, that's what that really means. We can't, you know, of course, the documentation must all be true, and anything false is that can leave you liable to them shutting your business down for as long as they choose to do so. So, and it's all based around our consumer protection. That's really what it's about. So if you look at this, what I want you to think about is, yes, things are changing even faster. You know, the tides of time are changing, and they keep changing. They have been for many years in our industry. And in order to stay ahead, you need to keep changing with them to ensure your skills and qualifications keep pace too. At some point, we should also consider the competition. It's pretty fierce out there, isn't it? It's like an enormous tidal wave. So how are you going to ride the wave and keep your head above water? There's legislation changes coming, and we have technological change been happening for a long time. If you're a little bit behind in that, you must bring yourself up to date. There's a lot of competition out there, and you need to stay ahead of the pack. What you need to do, what Fair Trading are expecting us all to do, is to become better qualified. To be as successful as possible, you need to be equipped and prepared and face the impending changes. Embrace them. Embrace the real estate legislation and the exponential curve that is the future of our business. If you're passionate about your profession and you're committed to backing yourself, you will stay plain sailing. Be ready to reap the rich rewards, to savor the sweetest fruits. There will be fallout. We all know that, but you can stay ahead of the pack. You can savor in you keeping up best practices and upskilling yourself. So whether you're a licensee in charge, whether you're a license holder or a certificate holder, if you're part of a franchise or a boutique agency, if you're a manager or an agent who need to boost your own personal best, if you are a property professional, and you're determined to perform and prosper no matter what, or if you're committed to comply with and embrace the upcoming legislation changes, you can do that. Do your research. It is coming this year, 2018. You can fast track your personal leadership and real estate skills, guys. To be the very best, take advantage of the opportunities that are available to you tomorrow and today. And you can gain your full license and earn a diploma, an Australian national qualification, a diploma, keeping you compliant along the way. You'll also notice that your clients will see you and appreciate you in a different life. They'll see you as being proactive. So give me a call, send me an email, bring yourself up to date with your options. Real estate leadership evolves is here. Okay, how will your future look once you've mastered what matters most? So again, thanks for sharing your time with me. I appreciate you being here. Love to catch up with you really soon. So for now, ciao for now, and I'll catch up with you again really soon. Ciao.